Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
So I'm here in my local neighborhood, which is the reason why I'm not wearing any gear, because someone had asked me to post a quick video on how to ride a motorcycle. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a motorcycle instructor, and I've only been riding for probably 3 years, but I think I can quickly describe the basic mechanics of riding a bike, as long as you don't assume that I'm teaching you the best practices and how to be safe. We're purely talking about motorcycle mechanics here. So obviously I highly recommend, because I talk about it a lot, taking a motorcycle safety course. Some states that's actually required in order for you to get it. If you're a certain age, I don't think you have to. I don't know, check your local laws, obviously. But for the basic mechanics, for those of you that don't know or have maybe never ridden a motorcycle before, you have controls at your feet and you have controls at your hands. So this left lever right here, your left hand, it's your clutch. My motorcycle instructor said the clutch is what allows the bike to go. The throttle over here on the right side, it just makes you go faster. And I think that's a good thing to remember. And then this lever on your right hand is the brake, the front brake. This pedal here at your right foot is the rear brake, and this lever here is your shift lever. So when you want to shift up, meaning you want to go from first to second, or second to third, or third to fourth, how many gears you have, you pull it up. So you let go of the throttle, pull in the clutch, pull up on the lever, and you're in a higher gear. And then the same is true when you want to downshift, meaning you want to go from third gear to second gear, or so forth. You do the same routine, but instead of pulling up, you click down, and now you're in a higher gear. Obviously, there's a dynamic of rev matching, engine braking. So that's the basics of the mechanics of a motorcycle. As far as braking, like a car, I believe most of your stopping power comes from your front brake. But I think it's a good practice to use both. So I'm not yanking, I'm squeezing my right lever, which is my front brake, while I'm pressing on this right pedal, which is engaging both my front and rear. Now this motorcycle is ABS. So obviously if your bike doesn't have ABS and you brake really suddenly, you run the risk of locking up your tires. Again, that's why a class is good, because I think in some instances, not in my class in Virginia where I took my license, but some states require you to lock that front brake. And it's good practice, especially if you're a new rider. When you engage your brakes, you want to make sure your front wheel is straight. This bike is low enough to the ground and light enough where I've done, braked hard with my steering wheel turned, and the bike is going to fall. And so that's a good practice, which is why you don't want to brake hard when you're in the middle of a turn. You want to, before you enter a turn, you want to make sure you slow down enough before you actually enter that turn. So I have another video on counter steering, which is another important concept. Look it up. But again, this is by no means meant to say, hey, now you can go ride a motorcycle. Go take some lessons. Go learn from a certified instructor. But that's the basic mechanics of a motorcycle. Take care, guys. Stay safe and wear your gear.